for this week's report. Parks and Rec creates community through an indoor walking group. The fire department rescues another animal in Exeter. The Stuff the Bus food drive is around the corner. The Select Board discusses potential changes to employee health care. The Exeter LitFest is back in the Town Hall. An update from the Public Library. And 2 indoor track and field records are broken at Exeter High School. For Exeter TV, I'm Bob Glowacki, and this is the Exeter Biweekly Report. Let's get started. Good afternoon, Exeter. Thanks for tuning into the show today. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and like this video to help spread the word about the show and all things Exeter. For our first segment, we joined Parks and Rec at their indoor walking group to find out how getting active is helping to build community in Exeter.
In a partnership with Phillips Exeter Academy, the Parks and Recreation Department is holding an indoor group walk and talk at the PEA Fieldhouse.
This is one of my favorite programs that we offer for our seniors. It's a really great way for people to get connected and stay active. All 4 seasons of the year, whether it's scalding hot out, super humid, and you want to come escape the heat, or it's icy and snowy and raining outside, this is a beautiful facility that we're privileged to have access to thanks to a wonderful partnership with Phillips Exeter Academy.
This winter was particularly brutal, but this program served as a safe haven from the cold and icy conditions.
There's lots of days when we just don't leave the house in the winter. You know, it's just too slippery out or too cold. But we know coming here, you don't have to worry about walking and falling and all of that.
The group walk and talk was made possible because PEA opened its doors to Exeter seniors. As Jason Baston, the Director of Physical Education and Athletics at Phillips Exeter puts it,
anytime we can have an opportunity to allow folks to come in, especially to do exercise. I mean, obviously in our space, we're lifelong believers in physicality and exercise and health and wellness. And so if we can open this up, to the senior community to come in, we want to do that as often as possible.
Not only does this program give seniors the opportunity to get some exercise in, but it gives them the chance to meet other Exeter residents.
Again, we've been walking here for, I think, 3 years, and we've probably made an additional 10 or 12 people that we're close to, and acquaintances probably another 30. So yeah, it's nice because you see them around town as well as just here.
It's a free program. Come and try it. You never have to come again if you don't like it, but it's worth trying. It's such a nice facility. We're so lucky to have access to it. It's a great way to meet new people, or even if you just want to listen to some music, listen to an audiobook and take a few laps, you can totally do that.
If you're interested in this program and want to learn more about it, follow the link below. The group meets every Tuesday from 9:30 to 10:30 at the PEA Fieldhouse.
The fire department responded to another call of an animal in need last week. Gabe Perez has the story.
Last week, onlookers at the Hannaford parking lot watched as a seagull had gotten itself stuck on a street lamp, using what appeared to be a fishing rod line that the seagull must have accidentally attached to sometime previously. Luckily, Exeter Fire Department Sea Shift arrived on the scene, ascending the ladder to assist the bird. The same shift that had rescued a dog from the Squamscott River a week prior. After a struggle, they managed to catch the scared and defensive bird, holding it steady as they cut the line with a knife. In order to assess and make sure the seagull was okay, they descended the ladder to give it a quick checkup. With both the dog from the river and the seagull from the parking lot, Exeter's fire department is always equipped and ready to assist any and all who are in need in our town.
The Exeter Rotary Club is once again hosting its annual Stuff the Bus food drive. Dan Monchek has all the information you need to get involved.
The annual Stuff the Bus food drive is coming back to Exeter on Saturday, April 12th. The Exeter Rotary Club, in partnership with the St. Vincent de Paul Community Assistance Center, are collecting food to combat the increased demand that the food bank sees during the summer months.
Stuff the Bus is critical because of the time of the year that it falls on. The summertime when children are out of school is our busiest time of year. and being able to select specifically what families need that we serve is immensely helpful. So we get to stockpile some things and able to distribute them all summer long.
Recently, there has been a huge increase in the demand for St. Vincent de Paul's services, which has put a strain on the food bank.
There's a line out the door before we open our pantry. Our food pantry sessions are open 5 days a week. We have 5 different sessions, and they're overwhelmingly populated with our clients currently. So that means we're going through a lot more food than we had been in the past. So it's critical that we continue to receive support from our community in order to feed our neighbors in need.
If you're interested in donating, you can visit Hannaford of Exeter or Market Basket and Shaw's of Stratham from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on April 12th. Each of these participating stores will have prepackaged bags full of goods that the food bank needs. This event and the operation of the Community Assistance Center would not be possible without the help from volunteers.
Our volunteers are critical. They're the backbone of our operation. We have a very small staff, but we have over 100 volunteers. They're critical to our operations.
For more information about this event, or to sign up to volunteer, you can head over to exeterrotary.org to learn more.
The Select Board met last Monday to discuss several items, including a New Hampshire Senate bill affecting the town's health insurance through the NH Health Trust. Dan Monchek has this recap from our Meeting Minute series.
This is your Meeting Minute for the March 17th Select Board meeting. The meeting began with a Select Board reorganization, which gave the board the opportunity to select a chair, vice chair, and clerk of the Select Board. The board unanimously voted to have Nico Papakonstantis as chair, Molly Cowan as vice chair, and Nancy Belanger as clerk.
I'm incredibly humbled in the faith and trust that the board has in me, and it is indeed an honor and a privilege to work with the four of you, so I'm very, very grateful for that. Thank you.
Up next, William Keegan of Keegan Associates gave an update on his management report. Back in January of 2024, the town of Exeter brought in Keegan Associates to take a look at the organizational structure of the town. They provided an outsider's perspective on how the town is operating today and how it could be improved in the future. Over the past year, the town has implemented many of the structural changes suggested by Mr. Keegan. The board discussed some of the challenges they face regarding employee retention and filling vacant spots, specifically in the Department of Public Works. This spawned conversation around housing affordability issues.
The community I was in, that the average home is about 1.6 million right now. And so try and translate it into public servants who can't afford to live in that community because of that. So it's astounding to me.
I mean, we have a crisis coming in, certainly in New Hampshire, but in everywhere, if there's literally nowhere where people can afford to live. Mm-hmm. But I do think that should be part of how we think about some of these issues in a more holistic approach. So it's not just, oh, Steve, you can't fill your DPW slots. It's like there is a problem that is larger than what you are able to fix at this time.
This is a long-term problem. This is I with all of the things that I try to attend every webinar and get my hands on and listen to all these opinions, and there's no quick fix.
The board went on to discuss an update to SB 297 regarding legislation at the state level that would make the town responsible for losses that the health trust incurs.
So basically this legislation is saying that we can't participate in health trust health insurance without this reserve fund, which, as we know in our form of government, we'd have to bring to the voters, we would have to get approval for it, and there's inherent issues with that and how that would work. It's not an overwhelming dollar figure per se, but it is overwhelming in a process way.
What we're seeing is the majority party wanting to be able to say we've cut all of these taxes, and we've, without understanding or without explaining that actually this just goes onto your local property taxes. I will remind everybody again what Governor Ayotte said during her budget address about how she's tightening her belt and she expects local elected officials to also tighten our belts. And to that I say, how do you expect that when all of these unfunded mandates are coming our way without listening to us, or, the elected leaders in Concord are thumbing their nose at what local communities want to do.
If it's public insurance, so a public entity that is creating the insurance pool, the Secretary of State has responsibility for it, not the insurance commissioner.
Correct.
That's incredible.
Bananas.
Yeah.
That's
so stupid. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry to
thank you
use
for that
such a
pleasant update.
short staccato word,
Much needed.
but it is
No.
stupid.
The board unanimously voted to write a letter supporting the Health Trust position on SB 297. The next select board meeting will take place on March 31st in the Novak Room. See you there.
Exeter LitFest is returning to town next weekend to celebrate Exeter's rich literary scene. Gabe Perez has more information about the upcoming event.
Saturday, April 5th is the return of the Exeter LitFest, a celebration of all things literary in the town of Exeter and beyond. This year's LitFest will feature a multitude of authors, both local and national alike, with two featured authors being J. Courtney Sullivan, author of The Cliffs, a story about family, secrets, ghosts, and homecoming set on the seaside cliffs of Maine, and Dr. Taya Miles, author of Night Flyer, Harriet Tubman and the Faith Dreams of a Free People. The whole event will begin on April 4th during a kickoff concert in the library and officially get underway on the 5th with Cynthia Copeland, author of the graphic novel Drive, at 9:30 a.m., with the rest of the speakers being present in the Exeter Town Hall. If you're interested in seeing what will be in store for this event, you can visit their website at exeterlitfest.com. Then, on April 6th, you can pay a visit to Art Up Front Street at 120 Front Street to see their companion exhibit to the LitFest, Conspiracy of Spirit, an ekphrastic poetry of art and show, an exhibit featuring 14 poets writing in response to 13 local artists, with closing receptions going from 2 to 5 p.m. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit their website at artupfrontstreet.com.
Up next is an update from the Exeter Public Library.
Hi, I'm Shelby over at the library, and here is your library update. Next Friday, April 4th, the library is hosting an after-hours party from 6 to 8 p.m. Join us for a night at the library, including a music performance by Portsmouth Symphony Orchestra and food provided by local restaurants. This event is sponsored in part by the Friends of Exeter Public Library and Exeter LitFest. On Thursday, April 17th, there will be a live poetry reading by a number of local poets, so poetry lovers, mark your calendars for Thursday, April 17th at 5:30 p.m. For the history buffs, we have The Nation's Guest, a history of General Lafayette in his time in New Hampshire. That will be presented by Peter McGuire on Tuesday, April 29th at 6 p.m. These events are free and open to the public, no sign-ups required. And for our final update, I would like to introduce you to Exeter Public Library's new director.
Hi, I'm Julia Lanter, and I'm the new director here at your Exeter Public Library. I'm here to introduce myself today. I hope a lot of you already know my face because you've been visiting the library all along. If you're not, please join the other card holders. We have about 6,000 card holders here at Exeter Public Library, and those 6,000 card holders just within the last year have saved in excess of $2,328,000. So if you are looking for a place to save money, stop by the library. We have so many events to offer for you. I know you've heard a few from Shelby Lennon and our other staff throughout the months, but we have lots of more exciting programs to come. So come visit the library, see what all the awesome books and more are about.
And for our last segment, we heard about two Exeter High School track records that were recently beaten. As a former holder of the school record in the 4x800 meter relay myself, I decided to take a trip over to the track to learn more about the record-breaking races. On the start line in New York City, 4 sophomore girls were about to run their final race of the season at Nike Indoor Nationals.
All right, there we go. 8 teams in competition. Once again, Wizard Track Club New York, Blue Hawks New Hampshire, Bucks County, PA, Long Island Alliance New York, Shea New Race Crew New York, Valhalla, Utah, North Stars New York, and Massaponax, Virginia.
The twin duo of Lexi and Bree Paterna got the Blue Hawks off to a great start in the race, taking an early lead.
Paterna, the Blue Hawks, the sophomores. The Blue Hawks are running an all-sophomore team, and they are now in the lead. 4 sophomores running for the team from New Hampshire.
I think getting out hard is always something we try to go for. I mean, it's only 4 laps around that track, so try to keep a consistent pace, get those splits, and just finish hard.
And a lot of us didn't have company during our legs, so that was kind of hard to keep pushing and have motivation. We thought we were gonna have company the entire time, but it was.
I mean, we did, but
yeah, we did, but
those middle too.
The Blue Hawks were running out in front at the Armory, one of the highest level facilities for indoor track and field in the country, where collegiate and Olympic athletes race around their banked 200-meter track, a different atmosphere from the normal meets the Blue Hawks are used to.
It was crazy. Everyone is so good, and everyone just knows what they're doing. On a regular meet, here at UNH, it's just low key. But the Armory the music was playing, and during the anchor leg, they even turned off the lights, and it was really cool.
Yeah,
So.
especially the walkout, and
the walkout.
just being with the top runners in the nation was really cool.
The Paterna twins, Brianna and Alexis, have taken it to this field, letting them know that the small state of New Hampshire is not to be trifled with tonight.
Running alone with the big lead, Bree handed off to Izzy Bremer running the third leg.
My job as third leg was pretty much to just really extend the gap that was there and just kind of push through what Bree had already accomplished.
Isabel Bremer, just as her teammates have done, is taking it out very, very strongly. What was a 1-second gap has increased to 4.
The final 4 laps of the race were left up to Eli Cross.
Yeah, they all did a great job, and I definitely feel like anchoring is stressful when you get it in first because it's kind of pressure's all on you. They did a great job, and it's kind of up to you how it goes.
The Blue Hawks continued to race hard, but with 2 laps to go, the other team started to close in. With 1 lap to go, the bell rang and the lights went down. Crowds cheered as the best high school middle distance runners raced to the finish line.
But oh my goodness, Sophia Graham finding another gear. It is a 3-team race. Sophia Graham.
The efforts of the all-sophomore team paid off. Although they finished third, the group managed to beat the previous Blue Hawk indoor track record for the event by 15.17 seconds. They also finished in the top 6 teams, earning themselves All-American honors.
Honestly, I think we're all kind of still in shock. It was just a crazy day, and I don't know, it just seemed like that's such a huge title, and we never thought this would be possible, especially as sophomores, and to have this honor all together is really special to have something to share.
Yeah, it just hasn't sunk in completely yet. It just feels like just any regular student athletes.
It's pretty crazy. We were all crying after. Yeah, it's literally crazy. Random town in New Hampshire, and we're number 3 in the nation. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
The 4x800 relay team was not the only one competing at the Armory. We caught up with 2 of the 4x400 meter runners, Madeline Poutit and Martell McBride, to talk about what it was like in their race.
It was so fun. It was honestly such an honor to be able to have that opportunity. It was really fun to compete against amazing runners and just be able to get that whole experience.
Yeah, it was definitely electric in there. I mean, the music blasting, the huge crowd, it was a really cool experience.
Strong move by the Blue Hawks, trying to bring them up into contention. But out in front, Batavia has been there since the get-go.
The relay team beat the school record for the indoor 4x400 meter by 3 seconds.
I think honestly our main goal was to break our school record. We've been trying to do that for the whole indoor season pretty much with our team, and I think it was just a really tempting goal because we wanted to do it for so long, but it was also really hard, so we really had to push through it with each other and use a lot of teamwork to get there. So.
I also think that we tried to have a little bit less pressure on ourselves and kind of just have fun. There was nothing to lose, and it was our last indoor race, so we kind of just wanted to go out with a bang. So we tried and we got it.
I think it's super fun, especially because it's the 4 of us girls that got the record, and we're all super close friends. So it's just fun to be on the record board with each other.
With temps rising and the snow gone, the girls and the rest of the Blue Hawk track athletes now turn to the spring outdoor season. You can watch the action on the track on March 16th for their first meet at Salem, or catch their home meet on May 6th. That does it for this week's report. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help us spread the word. And head over to the town website and subscribe to the town's email newsletter to get this show and other local news sent straight to your inbox. We'll be back on April 11th for the next edition of the show. For Exeter TV, I'm Bob Glowacki, and this has been the Exeter Biweekly Report. Have a good weekend, Exeter.